folks, today on the Stoney Ridge Farm Channel, we're gonna show you a lot of cool stuff about keeping bees.
Stoney Ridge Farm. Woo!
So we're about to pull into Triad Bee Supply. That's in Trinity, North Carolina, triadbeesupply.com. This is not an advertisement for those guys, but my buddy John runs this. He is a stand-up guy. He's just a great person, and I don't mind giving him some exposure on the channel. Plus, we need some honeybees. We lost all of our beehives last year due to me not checking on the bees like I should have. So let's pull on in here to Triad Bee Supply and check out what our new package of bees looks like. They came from Georgia and they were just trucked in here today. You can also buy honeybees and buy beekeeping equipment from triadbeesupply.com. Talk to John. He's a cool dude. Yeah, who is this? This is a new person I haven't seen. She's on the phone. It's customer support. This is John. This is Phoebe. All right.
Hey.
All right, guys, I told you, this is John from Triad Bee Supply. John, good to have you here, man. Thank you so much for ordering my bees for me. triadbeesupply.com, right?
That's right.
Is there a phone number people need to know?
336-475-5137.
All right, good deal. Now, you do packages of bees 3 times a year, is that right?
Well, this year 2 times.
2 times this year, okay. And the bee industry's kind of been down a little bit. Last year you said it was down a little bit. Nobody's scared, there's no kind of craziness going on in the world, so the bee industry kind of slowed down, but we're picking back up.
This year, so
nice.
We've got an increase now.
Let me tell you a funny story. The first time I came out here was like 15 years ago to get my first bees, and I had a big old beard. I took 20 minutes, 30 minutes off from the hospital, something like that. Ran down here to get my bees, and one got me right in the mouth. And then I went back to take care of my patients at the hospital, and this right here. It was pretty funny. Guys, check out John's website, triadbeesupply.com. I'll post a link down the video description. We're gonna get a package of bees. This is what, a 3-pound package?
3 pounds.
They come from Georgia?
Yep, Gardner Spell Bee from Baxley.
Okay, gotcha.
They're the largest queen breeder in the southeast.
Nice, and these are Italians.
They're Italians.
Nice, well, let's get them, load them up. So pro tip, I've got the honeybees back here in the back floorboard. This is their package. We'll see a little bit more of that soon. We'll talk a little bit about what's in the package. There are queen bees inside the package, but if you're taking them in the inside of your car, which is most likely what you're gonna do, be sure they brush them off real good before you put them in your car so you don't have bees buzzing around and causing an accident. Cool, let's head on back to the Stoney Ridge. So we've made it home from the honeybee store, Triad Bee Supply. Those guys are so awesome, just great friends. So what we have here is a 3-pound package of bees. Each 1 pound of bees equals about 3,500 bees. So we're pushing the 10,000 bee mark right here. 10,000, 10,500 bees, something like that. Correct my math if I'm wrong. So what we've got to do here is we've got to introduce these bees into a standard hive, and these are 8-framed hives. This is a 10-frame hive right here, and I'm leaving it empty because I know I'll catch a swarm for my neighbor's bees sometime soon. So I'm going to walk you through exactly what I do, and you could do it different. Everybody does things different. We're not going to be using smoke today to smoke our bees. We're not going to be really putting too much pressure on these bees either. We basically have to remove this little cardboard piece right off of the top right here. We don't want to irritate the bees too much either, but they're going to be mad. I've got the solution to keep them from being mad. So we'll pop that off. Inside there is a canister. That canister is filled with sugar water. It's probably high fructose corn syrup. I mean, what can you say, guys? Sugar is expensive. High fructose corn syrup is super cheap. You can buy it in huge totes. That's probably what they're drinking right now. It's not what I want my bees to drink. So I want to get them off that as soon as possible. However, we do want them to have that syrup for feeding purposes as we initially put our bees in the hive, and I'll show you how we do that really quickly. I've got one hive that's not quite put together and the other hive is put together. So let me show you real quick. Oh, the tools you'll need: a great big magnet, or a little magnet right here, magnet hook, that's for sliding that jar out of there. Hopefully it's not an aluminum jar. A bee brush, very simple, and a hive tool. This is just a hive tool. You want long pants on. If you want to tuck your pants into your socks, you can. I don't really do that. You just got to be careful because, you know, if you're shaking bees out, they're going to get on the ground. They can go up your pants leg. So when they go up your pants leg, they don't like it, and they tend to sting valuable parts that are down there in your pants. Let's go over here and show you what we got. So guys, this is what it looks like. This is gonna be the 8 frame. Now we don't need 2 supers. I do all medium supers. Some people do deeps. I do all mediums because in the wintertime or in the fall, the bees tend to move down in the hive and I need them up in the hive. We need our food up high and our bees down low. So we've got to think about that. And if you have all medium supers, you can rotate them around however you like. If you have a deep, which is a deep box, you can't rotate it. So that's my thought process right there. And it's also the thought process of the beekeeping class that I took 15 years ago. So let's take a look at what we got here. This is our package of bees, again 3 pounds. There's a queen in there in a cage. The queen is attached to this little tab right here, and we're gonna have to get her out of her cage. Right here is the hive complete. You want your hive entrance to be at the smallest hole, okay? We want to dissect this really quickly. So you see how this is empty, right? It's empty in the top. It's empty on purpose. This is where we're gonna set our canister of sugar water right here so the bees can come up and access it. Let's take this top off right here. Now, we're gonna take this off. This is called a top cover, okay? Now, when we introduce our bees, we're gonna take out 4 frames, just like this. These frames are frames of comb that are already drawn out. They have a little bit of hive moth issue going on right now, which I'm not a huge fan of. So we're actually gonna move the hive moth frames to the outside edge of the hive. Now these bees will come in here and they'll clean up, but you wanna do a little bit of housekeeping beforehand. See, that's ready. That's ready. As soon as that queen pops out, she'll be able to lay. She'll be able to lay her eggs. So if you can get drawn comb like this is from our bees last year, then use that drawn comb, okay? It's important. All right, so what we're gonna do, I'm actually gonna dust this out a little bit. That's why you need your bee brush. Set this guy over here. I'm gonna do a little housekeeping. Back to our entrance reducer to the smallest hole right there. Now, we are ready for bees here. So we'll put bees in, we'll put the hive cover on, we'll put the jar on, and then we'll put the other super on top of that. I do not do this without wearing the appropriate PPE. I am not gonna do this without a jacket. Some people do that. I don't like it. This is warm water, okay? Just a squirt bottle of warm water. Here's what I'm gonna do to tame my bees. I'm gonna hit them with some warm water. Not hot water, just lukewarm, okay? We wanna calm them down a little bit. We wanna soak them up a little bit so that when they fall down into the hive. There we go, just like so. We don't want the bees concentrating on stinging us. We want the bees concentrating on getting that water off of them. And also, you can see how they're kind of bunching up to stay warm, okay? We don't want to kill them, so you don't want to drown them. And we're going to take this, we're going to pop it. See all those bees? We're going to soak them again. Give them a little more, okay? Good amount of water on those bees. It'll be okay, they'll be fine, okay? The demeanor of the bees just goes down to kitten demeanor once we do that with the water bottle. I don't want to smoke them because I'd rather just use water if I can. I'm going to test out my magnet and make sure it's going to lift my jar out, and it will. See that? Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to free up our queen cage, which is right here. All this is held together with staples. There we go. Okay, and I'm gonna get my bee jacket. Now, our queen is attached via this little critter right here. I'll show you. I'm trying to pull out my jar. This jar is way full. That's a heavy jar, okay? This is our queen cage. Our queen is marked in there with a green mark. We got our queen. We're gonna set her to the side for just a second. We're gonna shake our bees in. Very, very simply. We're gonna flip and shake them in. Just like that. That's a bunch of bees. And they're not going to be happy about it. That's okay. So wetting them down also made them stick to each other quite a bit. Get as many out as you can, then flip it over. Ready to rock and roll. Get your queen. Get her over here. Get her ready. Set her down. Slip back in the 4 frames that you removed. You might hear some bees on my microphone. They do not like that microphone at all. They think it's a bear. Need to go ahead and get that cork out. There's a little cork right there. Sometimes you can get this with a hive tool. And what that is candy. It's called queen candy, and the honeybees will eat through that queen candy. There we go, remove that cork. They'll eat through that to the queen. So it gives them time to let the queen bond to the hive. Slide this in there. They'll start gobbling up the queen candy. Flip this guy over where this is on the outside. You'll see that in a second. We'll walk around it. Sugar water right on the top, so they've got a snack. Put our medium super on the top of that. Okay, kids, get out. Don't want you in there. All right. Your goal is to not have bees in the top super. You don't need bees in the top super. Now you see, there's a hole right here. We got to plug this hole. We can plug this hole as simply as stuffing a little bit of grass in it to keep the bees from going in there. Or, in my case, I've got some burr comb wax that I'm just going to stick right into that hole. There we go, just like so. And this will only be here for about 2 days, guys. So you don't really have to worry about it so much. I'll address that just a little bit more when I get done filming. You can see there's a little pandemonium going on right now. It's okay. They're figuring it all out. Not a big deal. This is totally normal. These guys are calming down already, and everything's looking good. That's how you introduce a package of bees to your hives. If you have any questions, please post them down there. Again, thanks to Triad Bee Supply for helping us out. Every single year we get bees from Triad Bee Supply. It's very normal for the bees to come out of their package and you'll see little spots, little dots that look like honey on the ground or around the hive. That's their poopy. So they've been in there and they haven't gone to the bathroom. Most of them haven't gone to the bathroom. So they'll make a maiden flight and they'll go to the bathroom, then they'll go back in. In about 2 days, I'll come out here, I'll pop the covers, I'll smoke them, and I'll pull those queen cages out and we'll check the frames and make sure that they have some eggs in them. Awesome. Having frames that already have been drawn out like that gives them a huge jump start. It's almost like getting a nucleus hive or a hive that's already set up. As soon as that queen's out, she'll breed and she'll start laying eggs. Cool? Thanks, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Love to have you back here on the Stoney Ridge Farm. We just put the baby chicks in the baby chicken mobile. See you next time. Woo! Come on down to the Stoney Ridge. Bring your wife and bring your kids. We're living life pure and sweet. That's the way it's supposed to be, Stoney Ridge. I was going to introduce you. This is John. John.
Hey, how you doing?
Shake my hand. Blooper. Burp. So when they go up your pants leg, they don't like it and they tend to sting valuable parts that are down there in your pants. This works. I did bring one over, I thought. We can go get that, dummy. Now I'm prepared. Enzy to rescue themselves from a forest fire. Good amount of water on those bees. It'll be okay. They'll be fine.